Hello farmers, welcome back to Selendra at my second attempt at recording this episode because the first time I did the whole episode without hitting the record button. So unfortunately, the whole month of August is come and gone and we got some work done. Let me go over what I did and that I thought you were going to see, but you didn't and will not, unfortunately. So in between last episode and this episode, before I started recording, I went up to the grass field up behind Earl, and I went ahead and windrowed, baled it, wrapped it, picked up the bales, both silage and straw off the fields, put those into the bale shed, and then I went up to the grass field up behind Earl, fertilized it so it was ready for the next mowing. I then started on harvesting the sorghum. I did not actually I didn't record anything, honestly, but as we know, I wasn't recording the sorghum harvest, but I brought you in, or at least I thought I was, at the end of the sorghum harvest because we've been doing a lot of sorghum harvesting, so that's why I brought in the recording, at least I thought I did. So the sorghum harvest is done back there, and then we did the canola harvest, got that done. We sold the planks out of the sawmill, which we have another batch ready to go here in September. We sold those, and we've also sold some equipment. We sold the plow. I repaired the plow. What else did we sell? We sold the roller, and we also sold the yarder that we used to use for the sawmill. So with selling all that stuff, our money is now up to $150,000, and then moved on to the month of September, as to where we're going to go up and cut the grass up behind Earl. So I think that kind of gets you caught up. I apologize for not hitting the record button, but that's what you missed. And now I just got to remember what the heck I talked about, because I was getting ready to wrap up the episode, and I looked over and I'm like, what do you mean no recording? What's going on here? So, yeah, I even tried to go into my backup files, but the backup files go back too far, unfortunately, for me. That brings us back to about May, and that's a lot of work to get done in between. So, yeah, that's not going to happen. So let me go ahead and pick up the weight back up here. So we're going to go up and cut the grass. Now the grass up behind Earl is not at the full height that it can be. So the reason why we're cutting it today is we're leaving Selendra at the end of December, so we can't be here when January rolls around. So if I wait until October, which is when the grass field should be fully ready, that means by the time I wrap them, the silage bales won't be ready until January. Well, we're gone. So we got to cut the grass today, get it wrapped, and that way it'll have 3 months to ferment. It'll have October, November, and it'll be whatever time it is in December. Whatever time I get done wrapping those bales, that's when there'll be silage in December. So we need to get those wrapped and fermented ASAP. So let's roll up here and cut the grass one more time. And then on the way back, I can actually stop at the store. We can repair this mower/mulcher, and we can sell that as well. Alright, so I think they get you kind of caught up of where we're at. So let's go over here. I did not sell any animals in between episodes at all, but we'll be doing that today. Let me just go ahead and lower that down. So yeah, when August came around, we did have a set of sheep that were worth 1,000, but the sheep pen was not a full sheep pen. I think we had like 180. So I left those sheep in there so they could reproduce and also make some more wool, so we can hopefully get some more fabric and also get some more sheep. We should be able to sell some sheep today, so we'll get some cash rolling in there. So it's all about the cash now with the new approach that we're going on by moving to the next map, which I don't know what map it is yet. I was kind of hoping for $1.5 million when I leave here, but that might be a stretch. I think it all comes down to when I sell the factories, am I going to get the money back for upgrading them, or am I just going to get the base price of what the factories are? We won't know. I've never sold a factory that I've upgraded, so I don't know exactly how that's going to pan out, but we're not going to know until December rolls around. Another thing I did get to in between episodes is where to sell some wood. Now, I missed it on the economy page, but there's two places to sell wood. One is where we sell the firewood, and the other one is the sawmill. Well, we own the sawmill, so if I bring wood there, we're not actually selling it, we're just putting it into there to be made into planks. As for bringing it to firewood, I turned on super strength and I brought a whole spruce tree, the whole 35-meter spruce tree over, sold the whole spruce tree. It took it, and I got 28 bucks for it. So bringing a whole tree there or big logs does not work at the firewood sale. So what we can do is when December rolls around, which is our last month here, we could sell the sawmill after we sell all the planks and everything, and then possibly cut down all the trees that we got remaining that we planted and get some money that way. So I had a look, and currently I can get $1,000 per 1,000 liters of wood. Now the spruce trees are roughly about 5,000 liters of wood per tree, and I think I did some quick calculations with the amount of spruce trees that we got left. I could bring in, just by selling the spruce trees at the sawmill, probably $350,000 worth. As for the stone pine trees, those trees, I don't think, they're not going to reach full height. But we may go ahead and cut one down and sell it at the sawmill just to see how many liters we get and how much money we get. But it won't be at full height. Let's see, what's the other plans that we got going on? I got to remember everything I went over in the recording that didn't happen. Just make sure I cover all of our bases here. I think that pretty much covers it all. But I really hope we leave here with a minimum of $1 million, because going to a new map, and the plan is on the new map, we're not going to own any land, own any equipment, own absolutely nothing. I don't think I'm going to allow myself to be able to take out any loans, but that could change depending on how much money we get here. Also, probably doing no contracts either, because looking back on it, like on East Vineland was kind of like the same setup, but we could buy new equipment and all that. But I did so many contracts off camera, and it brought in so much money that we were able to expand. I don't want to say we expanded quickly, because the land on East Vineland was expensive, which made it more interesting, but just made it to where I had to do a lot so we can progress in that series. But I think not doing contracts might be a good way to slowly do the series. And I don't want to come in here. The sell point is on the other side. So this is going to be the first time in a long time, or maybe my first time ever, to where I'm leaving a series and taking the money with us to start a new series. And it could kind of continue on a trend here for this series, moving forward onto other ones, to where we came to Selendra with absolutely nothing. Hang on a second. Let me go ahead and repair this for 42. And then sell it. There we go. A little bit more money in the bank account. But we came to Selendra with no money, no land, no nothing. We did borrow $1.5 million a couple months in. We've repaid that off. So, yeah, we started this series with nothing. So, leaving here with whatever we get, we can take to the next map and then build up that map. And then when we leave there, we can sell everything from that map and keep on moving on until it gets to a point to where we're leaving with too much money going to a new map. But yeah, $1 million minimum leaving here is, I think, what's going to be needed, because with no land and not being able to do any contracts, if that's what we decide to do, I mean, depending on how much land goes for, I mean, we could either, buy a plot of land, build our own farm, or we could buy the starter farm that's on the map. Like I said, I haven't really picked out a map yet, so... And then land's going to cost who knows how much, but with $1 million, by the time you buy farmland and land with plots on them, that $1 million is not going to get you far. I mean, a small map like here, Selendra, it can get you pretty far, but I think the next map is going to be like a base map, meaning a standard size map. Selendra, if you're wondering what a standard size map would look like, so I mean, you know what Selendra is. If we come over to the map, I mean, the standard size map would be, as much as well, let me scroll on out so you can see. But I mean, that's Selendra, and the base size map would be covering this whole area here. So Selendra is a small map, and a base size map is going to be kind of a little bit bigger. So I would like to be able to leave here with $1 million to buy, either the farm itself on the map or buy a plot of land to where we can build up a farm and maybe get like 3 or 4 fields to start with. That'd be good. If we get up to 1.5, that may be able to allow us to buy some equipment out of the used store right away, depending on what they have, because who knows what's going to have when we log in. So it's going to be kind of, I think that's what's going to make the series interesting. We just can't go into the map and saying, all right, let's go on the map, we'll buy a Massey Ferguson tractor, a certain size, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We can't buy anything new, so it's either whatever in the used store or lease. So, feels like I just did this, which I kind of did. I've been on this map quite a bit already this morning as I'm recording. This is the way I started because it's the way I left the map when I logged in. I kind of baled this field this morning, and I got 9 silage bales off it. But now that this grass field is not at its full height, I may only get 6 bales off of it. But 6 bales of silage is better than 6 bales of hay or just plain old grass. Now, once again, I do apologize for not hitting the recording button. But like I said, we pretty much just finished up the sorghum harvest, and then I went over to the canola harvest, and then we sold the equipment, which I said was the plow, the yarder, and the roller. And then we pretty much discussed everything I kind of went over briefly here already. So, yeah, I think we're all, I don't think I've missed anything, but I may have. So we got to be off this farm before January rolls around. So as for the silage that we're going to be making, the best price usually happens in the morning of January. So we're going to wait as long as we can in December before we bring the bales over to sell them. If anyone does know, because like I said, I haven't done it before, that's done the upgradable factories mod. If you sell a factory, do you get just what the factory in the base game is worth, or do you get money back for the amount of upgrades you've done? So the spinnery, I think, on this map costs 40,000. So if I were to sell it, I may only get like 25,000 back for it. But if I get half of how many times I've upgraded it for, we might be able to sell it for maybe 80,000, which would help us out quite a bit. And we will be selling all the fabric in December. Pretty much the price that it was in August is going to be almost the same price as it's going to be in December. And the price is dropping until October. So the price is worse today than it was in August. So I figure we'll just take all the fabric that we have and sell it in December. That'll be about half of what we normally get when we sell it in April or May. The planks, we're going to be selling those every day or every month until the end of the series, which is this episode and the next. Just because the best price for planks, of course, is June, July, and the prices is going to continue to drop until the beginning of the new year before it goes up again. So selling it as soon as we have them is the best thing to do, because we'll get more for it. And as for land, I want to say we could have $500,000 worth of property. I don't know if that's the case, but we'll sell all the land next episode. And now we are done with the windrower, so we can bring that to the store. We'll fix it up and sell that. We don't actually have that much in equipment. It's not like we're going to sell everything and have $500,000 in equipment. I'll be lucky to get, $150,000 for everything, because everything is on the small side. I mean, the most expensive thing I think we got is the combine. I think we bought that brand new and it was under $200 I mean, it may have only been 100 grand. Why do I keep driving in here to sell stuff? Yes, this is where the store is, but it's not where you sell. All right. Let's come over to here. And let's go ahead and repair it for 18. And I brought the value up by $20, so kind of worth it. All right, now we got to do some baling, and this will be the last time I need the baler because, of course, soybeans, you don't get straw off of that. Now, I'm not going to really miss baling this grass field with this baler and Fiat. Nothing wrong with either the Fiat or the baler. It's just that we're on the edge of horsepower for the baler as is, so the little hills and whatnot can kind of bog us down a little bit. So after we get done with the baling here, I really don't have to take care of the grass field because I'm not going to be able to harvest from it again. That's just going to leave the 4 soybean fields, which I would have never planted soybeans where the grass fields were down by the main farm if I'd known that I was going to take the money from here and bring it to the next map. I would have left it as grass fields because I'm definitely going to make more money off of silage than I am going to be for the soybeans. Because the soybean price is just going to be terrible when harvest time comes, and the price is not good until next spring. So I would have left it as grass fields, but oh well. This has been a good baler, although I'm hoping next map, when I do some baling, I'm going to get a square baler or the Kubota baler, or a baler if it does round bales to where it has like the Kubota did on East Vineland, so I don't have to stop and back up and do all that stuff, because when it comes to baling, I just like to bail and go, and I have to keep track and listen for the bells and whistles to let me know I need to stop and unload. Although it is kind of nice in a sense that you don't have to go back around and wrap them if you're doing silage bales. So these bales will be fermented and turned into silage in December by 9 a.m. So that's a good thing. And I am kind of hoping for 6 bales off of it, but let's see, that's 1. All right, so we're already up to 3. That's good. Usually I get 8 or 9, but since it's not a full harvest, I'm just going to get what I get. And I did a bad job of windrowing down here. I didn't turn the windrow off when I did a loop. And as for the animals, we will be selling all of the animals in December, although we will be selling some sheep today. But the horses and chickens will wait until December to sell them. We'll get more value out of the horses the longer we have them, because we got the horse helper still working for us. And of course, got to keep the chickens because they're still making some eggs. And of course, eggs sell really good in November. So why not sell them at the end of November, you may say? Well, let's keep them another month because they'll, make some more eggs, and we can still sell some eggs in December. I may get a full extra pallet out of them that way, which could be a couple grand. Is that 4 bales now? Yep, up to 4. We're getting up to 5 bales. 6 might be pushing it. I'm going to stop here so that bale gets dropped there. I don't want to get dropped off right where I got to pick up the other swath. So at this point, the Fiat has made it all the way through the series. It's been a good tractor when it cooperates, which I hate to mention it because it hasn't acted up now in a while again. It has, when it has its day to where it just keeps doing what it was doing before. If it does it once, it's going to do it a couple times. I don't know why it would do it. But I'm glad when I had the problem and I mentioned it that a few of you have had the same problem with different other tractors being manual transmissions. But so far today, it's been acting fine. I've actually been on this map today for a couple of hours because I did some prep work before I did a recording that didn't record. And now we're here. So I've done a couple hours of work here today. Alright, let's go sell the baler. Yep, we're done with it. We're not going to make any more silage bales. We're done. And we don't have any more fields that we can get straw. So I'm hoping for like $50,000 for this baler. Do I get the money for this, the grass that's in there? Let's see here. Well, it's $51,817. Let's repair it. All right, we're gonna get $52,000 for it, so that's good. Well, we're up to $220,000. Yeah, we should be able to hit $1 million, but 1.5 million. And I kind of went over last episode. There might be some people out there saying, well, if you borrow $1.5 million and you spent it all, shouldn't you have at least 1.5 into the farm? Unfortunately not, because equipment and everything depreciates in value. So there's that. And like I said, if I don't get the money back for upgrading these factories, then I probably put 200 grand into upgrading the spinnery. And if I don't get it when I sell the building, then... But I mean, it was definitely worth it. That fabric, if I left it on the original stage, we would never have gotten the fabric that we did have, and no way would I have been able to make the money that we did. Let's go grab those bales we can put into our bale shed. And of course, we got to keep the baling trailer because, well, I may need it to sell the bales. Although the bales should go on that trailer there, and I couldn't get them to go on it too well last time. But we'll keep this trailer, just in case. So we got 2 soybean fields out here. The greenhouses will have to be sold so I can sell the property. Can't sell property if it's got placeables on it. So the only thing that we can't sell probably in next episode is the farm itself, where the house and silo is, because it's going to have too many placeables on it. But what we can do is probably just look at the value of the property on the map and just add that to our total. I don't want to sell the farmhouse and the silo and what sheds are there, because the next farmer that's moving here is probably going to want those, but the land and everything else we're going to sell. So we got 5 bales. Probably going to be worth like 12 grand when they turn to silage. Alright, we're going to put these into the bale shed, and then we'll grab the animal trailer, and we're going to grab at least 1 load of sheep and bring them on down. So at least with that, we're going to end the episode with at least $250,000. I would love to have at least $500,000 in land value, but I don't think we have that much. Land in Selendra is relatively cheap, and you know, have $500,000 worth of land. That means I gotta own 10 plots of land worth $50,000 a piece. And I think most of the land around here is like the $20,000 to $30,000 on average. All right, let's go ahead and put these on in. Alright, that's all taken care of. Now, this baling trailer sure came in handy. In the beginning, it was okay with the telehandler loading up bales. Then it got a little tedious, and the more fields we got, the more work it was involved. So getting the baling trailer was definitely worth it. I mean, let's be honest, the only regrets I have on buying something on the series would have been, yeah, we all know, the training facility. That just did not work out for us. But now we know. Oh, I did see, as I'm recording today, that on the mod hub, there is a production building for firewood. Not the way we did it, but I think pretty much on that. I just looked at it quickly because it just got released like about an hour or two ago. But basically, it looks like, yeah, it's a production building where you just bring the wood and it makes firewood itself, and then you can go ahead and bring it to a sell point. You may need to put down a sell point for. I think it comes with a sell point. All right, so, yep, these sheep will do just fine. 13 move the trailer. So we did have a full pen today. In August, I had, I think, 182, so I didn't have a full pen. That's why I left these sheep in there so we can make more wool and obviously try to reproduce some more sheep. So, yeah, no sheep going to be worth 1,000 by the end of the year, I don't think. 650, yeah, they probably won't reach 1,000, but we will sell them all. When it comes time to sell all the animals in December, I may not transport them. I may just sell them straight out of the pen just to move the process along. But this may be the last time we go down and see Earl ourselves. And I never got around to fixing the roads. It's all good. I think that's about the only reason why I didn't, on this series here, stay on the roads as much, because the roads are just extremely rough down there. At first, I liked how rough they were, the first 3 or 4 episodes. But then after that, it's like, yeah, they're a little bit too rough for my liking. Yeah, so this might be the last time we all see Earl. who knows? Maybe when December comes and I see how much it is for transportation fees, I may be coming back here to see Earl. All right, got these sheep here. Sell them all. And there we have it. We're up to $233,000. Maybe enough to start, you know, get ourselves a starting plot of land on the next map. Which I need to start looking more and more for. I noticed there was a new map that got released today, and I had a quick look at it. I'm not sure if that's what I'm looking for, but I won't know until I load it on on my PC and give it a go and have a look around. Got a lot of maps on my radar to have a look at, and I need to get going to that, which I thought I was going to be able to do about a half hour ago, but since I didn't record August, here we are in September doing what we need to do. Let me go ahead and park this up here. And now we need... I think I went by... Yeah, it's over there. I was like, where's my all-loading trailer? Try to miss the bumps if I can. Let's go load up these planks that we got in the sawmill. Need to sell those today. Need to sell them every day because the prices is going to slowly drop on them. Am I going to Zito Products? That's the way I pronounce it. Zito. Planks. Where are the planks? Plank. There they are. Let's see. Where are we going with it? 1288. Ooh, the farm shop. No, we're going to go there. 1298. And just kind of sneak on in here as much as one can sneak. Instead of pushing the pallet out of the way, you decide to climb over it. Or I'll have to flip that one back up because it's not going to go ahead and... Oh, it did take it. Usually if they're upside down, they don't take the pallets, but it did. So we got 17,000 liters of planks to be sold. Is that going to get us up to $250,000? I didn't see what the planks were selling for. If they're selling for $1,000 per 1,000 liters, then we will make it, but I'm guessing not. Probably going to be just shy of it. Give us that sweet, sweet cash. Alright, so they are selling for pretty good. Alright, so I wasn't expecting $22,000 worth, but yeah, we'll take it. $256, so it's looking better and better and better. Of course, as we know in Farming Simulator, that money starting on a new farm, owning absolutely nothing, is not going to get you far. But we got much more to sell. We're going to have all the crop to sell that's left over in December. We got the fabric that we're holding on to. We got the land. We got the factories. And the big thing is selling the wood. That's going to be a big changer, I think. So, as I said, the only two places to sell wood, as it is at the sawmill, which we own, so we can't sell it there yet. Or the firewood sell point, which we do have, but that was not an option after selling one whole spruce tree for 28 bucks. That did not work. So, yeah, like I said, I think in December we're gonna let the sawmill keep producing planks every month, and when December comes, we will sell the planks that we have. We'll sell the sawmill. I don't know if I sell the factory, is it going to get rid of it off the map, which it may do. And if it does that, then I won't be able to sell wood anywhere. But if the sawmill actually stays there, then we can cut down the trees. And, you know, I think each spruce tree is like 5,000 liters, between 5 and 6,000. And the current price for wood is 1,000 per 1,000. So each tree is worth like $5,000 to $6,000. So if I were to cut down 20 spruce trees and bring them over, that's 100 grand. And I think we got 40 trees over by the sheep that we planted. So that could be like 200 grand. Plus the rest of the spruce trees. So maybe $300,000 worth of spruce trees. Somewhere in there. And then of course we got our stone pine trees, which I don't think they're going to reach full height by then. But we may cut down a tree just to see how many liters it brings in. They're in the second growth stage, right? I think they're in the second growth stage. They got one more growth stage to go. Question is, will they get there by December? That is the question. I don't know, but I think the big question is, how much money are we going to have by the time we leave here? We don't have that much more farming equipment to sell. We got the tedder left. We got the Deutz, but like I said, a lot of this stuff is not worth that much. Even the combine. Actually, what button would I see? I kind of forgot. It's been a while since I've done this. What page do you go to? Oh, is it? Oh, right here. So, let's see. That is the combine is worth 57,000. What is this? The telehandler's worth 50,000. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot. So that didn't depreciate much in value. So maybe I do got like $200,000 worth of equipment there. Maybe. All right, so that's I'm starting to like it. It's starting to look a little bit better and better and better. And of course, when we sell the horse stables, we'll probably get like $50,000 a piece for those. The land. Yeah, so it looks like we might reach the $1 to $1.5 million by the time we leave here. Which is good starter money on a new map, I think. But there we have it. So I think we're done for the month of September. I think I've done everything that we could do. October is a soybean harvest. And then it's pretty much just pass some time. Sell all the stuff in December. Well, not all the stuff. The eggs need to be sold in November. But we'll take care of that on the last episode, which is the next one. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Selendra. But until then, have a good one. I could have sold the seed drill.